Yeah, what up? Welcome back to another video, guys. Right in front of me, we got this beautiful crimson red Harley Davidson 2021 48 Sportster 48. Oh wait, let me rephrase from that. Street 48. Beautiful bike. Probably the bike that I think, or I wish I had as my first bike. Funny thing I say that because right here we got the OG, the 883. That was my first bike, and when I was buying this bike, that's the bike I really wanted. But what diverted me to this bike was just the price point. But this was the one that I really wanted. And going back to that, like I wish I would have done this one instead. I really do. So we're gonna do a nice little ride and review video of this bike. I know there's a few videos out there, but this is my take on it. And these are very popular bikes. A lot of people out there still shopping for these bikes, especially now that they're basically gone in Europe. And who knows, this might be the last year of the Sportsters here in the US. Like that might be it. Who knows? So we'll start with the tank in the front. We got the 48. This is the reason why this bike has its name. That classic small tank right there. Not the best gas mileage you're gonna get out of anything. You're gonna be stopping every 80 miles or so, but beautiful design tank. If you're gonna have this bike for around town, around city, bar hopping type of style, it's gonna be the perfect bike for you. Very small, nimble, comes weighing around 550 pounds or though. It still has that Evolution engine. These are the only bikes that the Evolution engine is still rocking on. An amazing engine, a bulletproof engine. That type of engine that's gonna give you that vibration, that beautiful Harley Davidson vibration and sound that you really don't get out of the M8s now. But these engines, they're bulletproof. They're really bulletproof. You can do whatever you want to these bikes. These bikes are amazing because they're so easy to work on as well. When I had my 883, I was able to learn a lot on that bike. I'm not a mechanic or anything, but I was able to, switch around a few parts here and there. And then from there on, I'm doing different stuff on my current bikes right now. I really like this air cleaner right here. Nice, round, classic. Looks very clean. You're gonna have 4 controls on this bike as opposed to the 83, which are mids. I'm a fan of mid controls, to be honest. I really don't like 4 controls that much. Now this bike is basically gonna come out all blacked out with the exception of the exhaust and the heads on the motors right there. Besides that, most of everything is pretty much blacked out. Jerry pointed out a point before. He was like, oh, I wish they really color matched the fenders to the tank, but I feel like, I don't know, like with the 48, like that's what kind of gives it a bit more character, that it's just the tank. Both the front and the back fenders are in black, and that's okay. Like it looks really good. I like it. Going out to the front, we're gonna have these beautiful mag wheels here. Love the design on these wheels, man. They look really nice. Obviously a thicker wheel than the one in the 883. Headlamp in the front, still 2021 Harley Davidson. Guess what? No LED headlamps. It's got that halogen light there, which sucks at night, but hey, you can just go on Amazon and get yourself a nice LED light for like 30 bucks, literally 30 bucks, and it'll illuminate everything. The light on these bikes at night completely suck. As far as the gauge cluster in the front, we'll go ahead and switch the bike on with the key. No key fob. We got the cutoff on and off switch here, your right turn signal, your power, your dual turn signal button there. On here, you're gonna have your horn, beep beep, beep beep. Right, you're gonna have your on and off light, high beam, and then your toggle button. With your toggle button, you're gonna be able to toggle through, see the time, what gear you're in, mileage you have, trip A, trip B, and everything else. On here, you're gonna see when you're on neutral, if you need oil, if you're gonna got your right turn signal on. There's no indicator on here that lets you know how much gas you have left, unfortunately. The light will turn on when it gets to that point where it's like, hey, you need gas, but no indication like the newer bikes. Overall, beautiful design bike. This bike obviously is from the bobber style era where everything's chopped off. Nice minimalistic look, as you can see here in the back. I like the type of work that some people do and have done to these bikes, where they even go ahead and they chop these fenders even more, giving the bike more of a broader style type of look. Suspension on these bikes, honestly, they suck. So if you're gonna be getting this bike, that'll be one of the first things I change out, is the suspension, because they're really firm. The seat on here also sucks. Very firm. Your butt is gonna be aching after you're on this bike for like 100 miles. Like, it's really bad. Now, it only comes set up for one person, but it's very easy to add a pillion seat on here, and you're gonna have to add on some passenger pegs, but that's a little addition you can do on. And if you want to ride your partner around, then you could do it with that as well. Pretty sure you're not gonna be doing long distance miles with your partner on here. Man, this bike just looks cool. It just screams out like, hey, I'm a little badass. I'm a little rebel. Get out my way. You're gonna have the 1200 on here, your 1200cc engine, compared to the 883, which is the 883. That's where it has its name. So obviously a bit more power in here, more torque. Overall, a good fun bike. If you're looking for a bike, and if you live in a city type of way, if you live in a city or anywhere like that, this might be the perfect bike for you. Very small, very nimble, weighs less than most of the bikes on the Harley Davidson platform, and it just looks cool. It just screams out, hey, I'm here to party, If you want to get this bike as a secondary bike as well, if you just want to cruise around for just to have it as a little bar hopper, also a great idea as well. So if you're in that type of predicament, then good for you, and go ahead and get yourself a Sportster. Now, a lot of people talk about Sportsters, and they say that Sportsters are girl bikes and Sportsters are for sissies, and who drives a Sportster and who rides a Sportster. I think Sportsters are really cool. I'm on the shorter end, so I'm 5'7", like I fit perfectly on here. Jerry's 6'3", so he's obviously he's a bit cramped up on his bike and everything. But me having the bikes that I have now, I wouldn't. Would I get this bike now? No, I wouldn't, just because I like more power. I like a bit more aggressive bikes, a bigger bike, and I get that with my 2020 Lowrider S and my 15 down at Lowrider as well. It'll blow this bike out the park, but it's a cool bike. It's a great beginner bike. It's a great bike for anyone to learn how to work on a bike, because it's so simple to work on, very simple. So if you're coming into the Harley Davidson platform and you're new to riding, I highly recommend you getting this bike. Very easy for you to just, hey, a year later after that, you'd be like, hey, you know what? I like this bike a lot, but I think I want something else. You trade in for something else, which is totally fine. But that's what these bikes are here for. These bikes are here to bring in new clientele to Harley Davidson, and for you to have them for a year or two, learn whatever you got to learn on, and then switch up, go out to the next pattern. That's the main reason why Harley Davidson has these bikes. It's just to bring in some new clientele, right? We were just having a conversation at a dealership. They were like, well, you know what? Well, the reason why they have this is because they want you to hop on another bike in the next year. And, it's true. Same thing with the Softails. You have a Softail for a few years, and soon enough, you're going to want to have a bagger, and you jump onto that platform, and so on and so on and so on. But overall, these are great bikes, man. They're gonna last you. These are the type of bikes that if you get, you really don't have to worry about anything but just doing an oil change, and that's it. To be honest, the longevity in these bikes are endless. It'll last you a long time, especially with that Evo engine, which is just a classic engine. You got an Evo.
99 Evo.
Well, you got a 99 Evo. Your Evo's a beast.
Evo.
Yeah, it's a beast compared to these Evos, but yeah. So that was your first time. Jerry already took a ride out on the 48 right now today. Your first time on the 48 ever. What'd you think about it?
Like you said, the seat sucks. I hit a couple potholes on the highway. The suspension sucks. Overall, though, I was comfortable with the forward controls. It just, the mirrors I don't like underneath, because all I was looking at was my knees.
It's a simple switch. You can put them on top.
Like New York City, Philadelphia, like just cruising around town and had to leave a bike on the street, that's what I'd be riding. Exactly. Because I'm not going to leave a $20,000-$30,000 bike on the street to get beat up. And with the potholes and everything in New York City, I would change the suspension out, change the seat out, move the mirrors up, or change the bars. and I would ride the hell out of it if I was commuting in the city.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
The great thing about these bikes is that they're so customizable as well. You could do so much, and you have people like me, for example. If I was to get this bike again, I'll do drag bars. I want that type of look.
Yeah, like a higher maybe.
Nah, just flat. Just flat drag bars, like super cool.
Riser maybe like 3-4.
Yeah, some people do the little mini apes on these bikes. It looks badass, man. I think it's a cool looking bike. Price point, you're looking at $11,200, $299 maybe. So it's up there. We were just talking about price point. That we agree that prices on these Sportsters should be a lot cheaper than what they are. They are the cheapest bikes on the Harley platform, but I think they should be cheaper. Like this bike, that bike should be at $9 grand, right? The 883 should be at like 7,500 or 7,000. I think that would be much more reasonable, and then they'll get a lot more people in it. But I mean, 11.2 is not a crazy amount. It's 11.2 is it's a price that someone's gonna look at and be like, well, I could do 11.2. You know, it's
jump is the standard of 15.
Yeah, it's a nice, it's a nice price, but the bike should be cheaper though. With that being said, we're gonna throw a leg over it. We're gonna finish this ride and review. Jerry's gonna hop on the 883. Yep, get you all cramped up. Turn the key on this bad boy. It's definitely a peppy bike. You gotta say that. Fork controls. How I love fork controls. Not. So this bike is definitely going to be a lot peppier than the 883. Like I said before, that was my first bike right there, guys, and I decided to go with that bike over this bike just over price point. I was just being super cheap though, but I definitely recommend, if you're looking at both these bikes, I definitely recommend you to go with this one. You're gonna have a lot more power with the 1200 as opposed to the 883, and the nicer wheels on here, the thicker tire in the front, everything's just a bit more nicer. This bike is definitely going to be a lot more peppier than the 883, I'll tell you that. Like I was saying before about the suspension in the seat, it's not the best. It kind of sucks. So you definitely have to invest in that, changing out the seats, changing out the suspension. Some exhaust, you get some Vance and High short shots on here. This bike will sound amazing, man. The mirrors are very easy just to flip up. You put them on here. So 1, 2, 3 job will take like 3 minutes to do in your garage. I'm a fan of the mirrors in the bottom. I think they look cool. Do you get the best visibility out of them? No, not at all. But they look badass. Very nimble in the corners. This bike just tells you to lean over. So easy. And you would think that with the thicker tires you wouldn't have that type of riding style, but on the contrary. Now braking power on here, not the best braking power. You got that one disc brake in the front. What happened?
I like this better.
You like that better? Really?
Position, I really do. Even though my legs are up, I feel more in control.
You like that better?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that right now in the video. That's crazy. I thought he would honestly like this better because his legs would be a bit more stretched out, but he feels more comfortable on the A83. You're gonna have 5 gears on here, 5 long, yeah right, 5 short gears. I don't know what it is about Sportsters, but when you're on these things, man, like the wind just beats you up. I don't get that feeling on other bikes, but you literally get beat up on these bikes. Oh my god. That was a little hole and I just felt that so much. This makes me appreciate the suspensions I have on other bikes. Oh my god. Got the monoshock on my 2020 Lowrider S, and I got the Legends Revo A's on the Dyna. Yo, shout out to Legends, man. Shout out to Legends. Huge shout out to Garden State Harley Davidson for allowing me to come do this. Huge shout out to Rob. So if you guys are in the local area, guys, New York or Jersey area, you're looking for a bike, stop by Garden State. They'll definitely take care of you. Tell them I sent you. Tell the Marvel Kids sent me here to pick up my new bike. So which one do you prefer? The A83? Why?
The 883, just the way the handlebars are now, with the bigger tank, with a 19-inch wheel, and where the mids are, my legs are up, but I feel more in control, and I can feel like it turns faster, where the 16-inch turns slower.
It's also because of the forward, of the mids. I think the mids give you that type of comfort.
Yeah, I feel a little more sportier.
Yeah.
This one here is more of like a cruiser type. I would prefer this, but I mean, obviously if I had an 883 with a bigger gas tank, we have to maybe check that out one day, compare it. But I just like that one there is more, like I'd have to change so much stuff on that. I could get this and change less and get more out of it, if that makes any sense. But just the handling and the way I'm sitting, I feel it's sportier, more in control. That's more a cruiser, but it turns slower, this turns faster. And I don't really notice a huge power difference.
I feel the power difference.
I mean, on the highway, maybe I only got up as high as 70. That I don't even think I got to 70.
Really?
The wind beats the crap out of you.
I actually like the feel of the thicker tires. Like for me, it's not a huge difference. I'm able to throw it around.
But the bars are lower. I don't particularly care.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Like
Wow, it's you prefer the 883 over the 1200. I can't believe it. Okay, cool.
For that model.
Oh, for this model.
And I might be all over.
No, but as far as these two right here.
As far as these two right here, I would take that.
Woo.
And the money I'd save, the $3,000 I'd save, I put into that bike.
You heard it from the man himself. He chose the 883 over the 1200. That's gonna be it, guys. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Let the force be with you. Ride safe and enjoy the ride, baby.